Could your sugar cravings be caused by your sleep habits? If you've tried to quit sugar only to fail because your cravings are so strong, leading you to conclude that you must have a sugar addiction, join me for today's Nutrition Coffee Chat because your sugar addiction might actually be caused by your sleep habits. And while you're at it, click the subscription button below and the little notification bell so that you get everything you need to create healthy eating habits that stick. Well, I have helped thousands of clients over the years, and the number one complaint that people have that caused them to come seek me out is because they know they shouldn't be eating so much sugar, and yet their cravings are so strong that while they know what they should be eating or shouldn't be eating, they just can't seem to make it happen, at least long term. They might quit short term, but then fall back into those bad habits again. And so today I wanted to share one of the reasons kind of sneakily happening behind why those cravings are so out of control. Take, for example, this one client that I had, and she was a successful person working in an office building, and yet every single day she would tell herself, I am not going to eat sugar today. I'm not going to, I'm strong, I can do this. And yet lo and behold, every day about 3 o'clock, she'd find herself in front of the vending machine buying a chocolate bar. And she'd swallow that chocolate bar in about 2 bites and then feel so guilty about it, about such a feeling about like she's just such a failure, and why she can't seem to get these cravings out of why these cravings are so out of control, and she must be addicted to sugar. And yet when we were working together, I spotted and I thought, I don't know that this is a sugar addiction, because she was averaging about 5 hours of sleep a night. And so I let her know that I suspect that this isn't a sugar addiction, that you're underslept. And lo and behold, she started getting those 7 hours of sleep. And after just 3 nights of adequate sleep, she completely forgot about the vending machine. It wasn't that she had to then like white knuckle it and build the willpower and make it through the craving. The craving disappeared. It was like 5 o'clock and she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't crave chocolate. I didn't even go to the vending machine, and it just wasn't even on her mind. And so that's why I wanted to share this with you. There are so many ripple effects of having inadequate sleep, and some of them are around creating sugar cravings. So I've been so happy that in the last number of years, sleep has been getting so much attention and starting to be valued by our society, by our culture, right? There used to be that saying, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And yet now we're realizing that sleep actually has so many health impacts in our lives, and many of which are related to our eating habits. And so I'm a big fan of getting enough sleep. And yes, getting enough sleep is helping you with your eating habits, and a good way to address your eating habits if you eat too much sugar is to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Now, research shows that most human beings need somewhere in the kind of 7 to 9 hour range of sleep a night, and that's enough hours of sleep and good quality sleep. And so if you aren't getting that, we want to be addressing what's going on that's getting what's interrupting your sleep. Right? So if you're staying up too late watching episodes, right, resist that temptation to watch another episode and another episode, because it might just seem like, oh, okay, well, I'll just, not be getting enough sleep tonight. But you might find that actually what you're choosing to do is not only stay up late and not getting enough sleep, but it's also going to contribute to your sugar cravings the following day. So it's having ripple effects. If your sleep is interrupted because you're going through the menopause transition, it'd be worth looking into improving your nutrition for the specific phase of life to help minimize some of those symptoms, and or talk to your primary care provider about whether hormone therapy is appropriate for you. If you've got little kids who are waking up and you need to, help them out, of course, that's the right thing to do. You need to take care of your children there. But are they sleeping in a way that's appropriate for their age? Or is a sleep consultant going to be appropriate to work with here to improve your child's sleep and therefore ripple affects your sleep? Also, I wanted to bring up, perhaps you do get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but you wake up just not feeling very well rested. Or if you have someone sleeping in the same bed as you, do they complain that you snore or that you stop sleeping? Stop breathing in your sleep? Because those might be signs that perhaps you have sleep apnea. I have had so many clients who complain of that. And when I'm working with them, we're creating different habits, and yet the weight just really isn't shifting there. And so I recommend that they go to their primary care provider. And lo and behold, through a sleep assessment, we discovered that they have sleep apnea. And sleep apnea, if it's going untreated, can really be this vicious cycle where the sleep apnea creates additional cravings that contribute to the weight gain, and yet the weight gain contributes to the sleep apnea, and they just keep feeding each other. And so if you have some reason to believe that perhaps sleep apnea might be happening for you, it's worth going to your primary care provider, getting a sleep assessment, and hopefully you'll get a sleep machine. Use your sleep machine and improve the quality of your life. A lot of my clients have found that it's just so life-changing to get that good quality sleep, and how so many aspects of their life get much easier, including healthy eating. So those are many, many ways of how the sleep can be interrupted. And how does sleep actually impact the food cravings? Well, again, a number of different ways. So when we're chronically underslept, it does change the hormones that control our hunger and our satiety, or feeling satisfied with our eating. And so when we're underslept, we feel hungrier. And when we do eat, we feel less satisfied. You can see how that would lead to overeating and searching for more of those sugary foods. Of course, we live in a world surrounded by ultra-processed foods. And so it does take a level of willpower to resist all those temptations that we're surrounded by, right? To when you're going out for coffee, that you're not also getting a pastry with it, that you're not joining in on the donuts that your coworker has brought in, that you're not stopping at the vending machine like that client that I shared earlier, that you're not stopping by, Cheryl's desk and eating some of the candy that she's got in the bowl there. We're surrounded by those foods completely, and so it really does take some willpower to resist them. And of course, when we're exhausted, we just have less capacity to do that resisting. Having less sleep or not enough sleep also does cause actual cravings for those refined carbohydrates as well. So it causes us to crave the candy, the chocolate, the chips, the cookies, etc. And so you get having multiple ripple effects there. And then, of course, when we're exhausted, often we turn to the sugary caffeinated drinks to give us that boost of energy, right? The sugary pop, the sugary coffee drinks, a sugary energy drink. So again, just more ways that lack of sleep is contributing to our sugar cravings. So if that's sounding awfully familiar, it's definitely worth giving it a try to get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And if you are, and you're still feeling unrested or having any of those signs, it might be worth exploring whether you have sleep apnea or not through a sleep assessment through your primary care provider. So that's just one of my many tips that I love to share about how to create healthy eating habits that will stick. I do share them every month in a monthly email newsletter, as well as some healthy and delicious recipes. I'd love to have you join in on that email community there. I've got in the description box below a link for how to join up. I'd love to see you and communicate with you via email in that way. Otherwise, I'll be back here next month with a next video. So have a wonderful month. And in the meantime, enjoy healthy eating.